Hello and welcome back to the Essential Genealogist Tips for Building Your Family Tree. Today I'm going to focus on how you can find out more about your ancestors through their occupations and delve a little deeper into building out your tree with details using my newest assistant, Chat GPT. First of all, let me share with you my focus ancestor for this session. And he is my great-by-4 grandfather, Samuel Allery, who was born in 1793 in Blackawton, Devon, England. Interestingly, his occupation was listed in the old censuses of the time as a chandler. And initially, I didn't know what that meant, so I wanted to find out more about what a chandler did. So I went across to Chat GPT to ask the question, to please explain what a chandler was in the 1790s in Devon and give some details about the role in a busy place like that town. And ChatGPT came back with information that was, as I was then able to find out, that a chandler was a tradesperson who specialised in supplying ships with essential provisions and equipment, particularly candles, oil and other items for lighting. Chandleries were common in ports like Devon, which were busy centres for trade and shipping. Then went on to say that chandlers often operated out of shops or warehouses located near the docks or waterfront. And these locations were convenient for ships to take on provisions and for chandlers to store their goods. So with that information in mind, I went diving into Google to find a map, to find a place such as the place where this ancestor of mine came from, and was lucky enough to find very valuable information to build out the story and to learn more about this ancestor. Let me take you across to my blog post, which was all about Grandpa Sam, and I wrote it as a letter to him. And in it, I'm saying that your occupation as a chandler intrigued me, and I wondered what that meant. So I've found out since then what it did mean and how different that looks for me, given that I'm here in Victoria, Australia. And then from a newspaper article, I found some further information. This time it was about my great-great-uncle, William Adrian. And he said to the newspaper that in his time, his grandfather, Samuel, was known by everyone in Dartmouth. And he was by trade a candle maker and died at the age of 84. Not sure that candle maker was the right expression. Chandler would have been more precise. But it did say that he was in business in Lower Street opposite the post office. And even more intriguingly, the premises in which he worked was the property of a Mrs. Adams, and the business was afterwards run by Mr. Jasper Bartlett. Very interesting facts for finding out more about the occupation. So I took a closer look in Google to find out what the old market looks like today. And I did find it. And in it, I saw that there was a section that is still a hardware store. And I found this by using Google Maps. And here is a view of the old market. So now I've got a visual image to add to my knowledge of my ancestor, Samuel Allery, all from digging into information about his occupation. So ChatGPT has been extremely helpful in this case. So have a go. Put in the name of your place where your ancestor was born or was raised and ask the question and find out a little bit more about the towns of your ancestors. Have fun with that. Make ChatGPT your research assistant.